they're pretty much coming in. Yeah. So thank you very much for coming to this second part of a fabulous evening in memory of those, well, it's as well as the memory of the murdered Soviet Jewish writers, it's also Soviet Jewish-Russian life, which is very poignant. And at the moment, and of course, we are now honored before the film to have none other than Igor Polissitsky, who was born in Kiev, where he began studying the violin at the age of 6, under the guidance of Grigory Yampolsky. There is a long bio, which I urge you to read on the event site, and I won't do that now. But he has had a fabulous career, and you will see from this film the various interviews and also the insights that you will find from him. But who better to introduce himself and his music and his knowledge than Igor Polissitsky. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure. This works?
It should do.
It should do. Well, then I probably, I'll just play you a little piece first, then I talk very little, and then I play you a little bit more, and that's it. And then we will watch. Okay? So, this is all from Beregovsky. Thank you so much. It's when in spring of 2019, I got a phone call in my house in Florence, from a Russian director that I knew by name, because she was doing great, many wonderful, very kind of sophisticated and unusual cultural films for the Kultura, for the culture channel of Russian TV. That's probably the only one that is worth watching right now. And her name is Yelena Yakovich. She did a special on Brodsky, recently on Sakharov and Akhmatova, all kinds of things. And she said that they are doing a film dedicated to songs that were found after right after the war, Jewish songs, and somebody is doing the program on those songs, and they were found by this Moishe Berigovsky, and she spoke to the family of Berigovskys, because she wants to have, of course, she wants to have more knowledge about the man, and they said that they should go to Florence and speak to this guy in Florence who would know about Berigovsky. And in fact, I knew the family quite well. I'm from Kiev, and I knew his daughter, I knew his granddaughter, and we play this music that he collected. I've been playing since I was a little child, not knowing yet that he collected that, because I learned it from my grandparents. And the connection that you will see in the film, that I start telling them, they came and they filmed, and they wanted us to play. I have a quartet of the first parts, the soloists of the Florence Opera, and we are playing this Yiddish music from Berigovsky collection mainly. We make concert music out of it, but we don't write anything. We do it like the original Klezmorim did, and so it's 4 instruments talking about life, basically, and that's what this music is that he collected is all about. And basically, I told them about the man in detail, because to me he always was this incredible hero. I heard about him since I was very little. I knew somebody, my family of my teacher, my violin teacher, was one of his father-in-law was a mathematics professor who studied cello together with Berigovsky in Kiev Conservatory before the war, First World War, before the First World War, during the Tsarist times. And he was always telling me about this, his friend Moishe, who got crazy, and instead of Bach and Mozart and Beethoven, he went into this Yiddish things. And I was also into Yiddish things, because my grandparents sent me to music school to study violin, and then they realized that they don't want to hear necessarily scale in G major, and right away they start teaching me something. Now we will teach you something, some of our things. And so what I told Lena, which you will hear, the Yakovich, it's a very close family connection with Berigovsky, because he collected the music in the places in Ukraine were very much connected with us, and a lot of music that we play was played in my grandparents'
wedding. It's in the middle of the southern steppes in Ukraine. It's between Kherson and Nikolaev, where they're fighting right now, and where the Jews lived since 1808. They were given land there already by the Tsars. So that's where my grandfather grew up, where they got married there, and the klezmer that played, the klezmer band, was the main source. One of the big sources of Berezovsky was the man named Barkagan. And so he gave him a lot of music, and of course I knew this music already. And when the archive was finally published, that's what we are playing. So you will, you know, the texts of this musical texts, it's like a Bible of klezmer music, of real klezmer music. And real klezmer music is not necessarily just joy and dance. It's everything about the human condition and human life that Jews expressed in melody. It's always instrumental. It's not sung, and instruments have to speak. So when they were teaching me to play violin, as soon as I start doing some kind of classical things, my grandmother would say, "You're not in an opera." So you have to speak Yiddish. And so the whole point is to speak Yiddish on the violin. So that's all I wanted to say. You will see this another one tiny thing. But there are many people that were upset that this is not film about music. It's music is there, but it's film about history and about Holocaust. Basically, it's film about what happened to the Jews of Ukraine, in the example of Berezovsky, of this one man who did incredible deed, put it this way, and saved for us this whatever the ethnomusicologists, the Jewish musicologists found, Jewish enthusiasts found in the beginning of the century, because it was a Kisilgov and other people that found that started this collection, and then he collected, and most of the sources that gave him this, they all disappeared. And so, as you will see, I went with the troop. We went through Ukraine in the summer of 2019, and basically that's the result that you will see. I will play for you two pieces. One that was, it's kind of a color besetzen, but it's what in klezmer jargon, it's improvisation. It's zorgert. On the violin, it usually would be played in the first part of the wedding when everybody would cry, and if violinists would play that and they wouldn't cry, they wouldn't pay him. So that's one thing. And then it's a skochne as first piece that I played. It's a skochne. Skochne is a dance, but it's a symbol of the dance. It's not to be danced, it's just to be played, but you imagine the solo dancer. And that was we had these people that were particularly incredible dancers that would express in a gesture, in a hand gesture, in the movement, express all their pain and joy together. And this music is what it's all about. Thank you very much.
This is the story about a man, Moisiej Bergowski, who spent his entire life collecting Jewish folk music in Ukraine, and about the fate of his archive, long presumed lost. In the 1920s, Bergowski began the work that led to his arrest and imprisonment in a Stalinist labor camp in 1950. Many of those whom he recorded on fragile wax cylinders were shot by